Hey, what's up guys? This is Mark from Watch Me Work. Quick overview, I had a YouTube channel before. It was mainly based on PlayStation modding and everything, and then I started getting into the graphics, so I decided to make a new channel, and this one's dedicated more to graphics and things of that nature. I'm pretty good with Unity, Cinema 4D, 3ds Max, all that good stuff, but anyway, so to jump into my very first tutorial, I'm going to go over on how to make a nice, clean, professional intro for YouTube. So this is what we're going to be making today. So we're going to go over the extrudes and how to record from multiple camera angles and how to make a nice, clean backdrop. And then we'll take this into After Effects, and I'll show you guys some good render settings that will take your render time from hours to minutes to seconds. So let's get right into it. So go ahead and open up your Cinema 4D, and I'm just gonna null this one out. And okay, so to start out with, let me just remove this. We're going to go right here and do a new project. So first thing, let's do a little bit of customization to make it easier on ourselves. So we're gonna right click right here next to this little light bulb and come down here to customize palettes, and we're gonna type in is PSR, and this we want this reset position. This is position, size, rotation. So or position, scale, rotation, sorry. So we're gonna set that right here, and then we're also going to do save and set that right there as well. So now I mean, you could put them up here too. You can drop them in these little icons. I just like them right here, so they're a lot more handy. So that way now all we have to do is just click save right here. So if we click it, since we haven't saved one, it's going to ask us what we want to do. So let's we're going to save this one as YouTube Tut 1. Okay. So very first thing we want to do is put in some text, and there's a couple ways to do this. Let's actually let's go to these render settings real quick. So I'm gonna load my preset, and I will go over it with you guys real quick. Now this ambient occlusion and global illumination, throughout my tutorials you'll see me use this and not use this. If you want a nice clean shadow effect, you're gonna turn these on, but it drastically increases your render time, which I'll show you a way around that as well. But so we're gonna go to the output. I do 1280 by 720 with 300 dpi, the pixels per inch. If you set this right here, if you come up here and just go actually just let me change this to something else so you can see what I'm talking about. If you come here and just write 1280 by 720, and as soon as you watch all this right here, as soon as you click enter, it's going to automatically set all these settings, so you don't have to worry about this. Right here, the frame range, you want to go all frames, so it's going to go 0 through whatever we have. Our save settings, we're gonna save it. I try to stay organized, so we're gonna go make a new folder. YouTube Tut 1, and then we'll save it in here as YT. That way when we save these, it's going to save into that folder, because there's going to be a bunch of pictures. So format, we want PNG. We're going to do a PNG sequence. Just comes out nicer. Depth, leave it at 8. make sure this alpha channel is checked. This is the difference between you getting a black background on your finish or no background at all. We don't want no background at all. So that's very important. Multipass, you can leave alone. Anti-aliasing, what I usually do is I'll go right here to best, take this threshold, put it to 0, because you really don't, you won't see a difference if you do that. You can change these depending on your computer speed. I just leave it alone. Click on geometry. It'll help the render time. Options. I put the ray threshold to 0, ray depth to 6, reflection 3, shadow depth 3. Turn the blurriness off. Level of detail, you can put 90%, global brightness 90%. You're not going to tell the difference between 100 and 90, but that'll also help your render time. You can leave this alone. You're not going to be able to select anything in here. And then ambient occlusion, if you are going to use this, a lot of the time I'll add the ambient occlusion and the global illumination in through After Effects, so I don't use it. But if I'm not going to do any effects in After Effects, like a color correction or something, I'll usually leave these on. But like I said, your render time is just ridiculous. So we're gonna the cache. I leave it off, and I'll flush the cache often because you don't really need it. Global illumination, you want to make sure this is on low, and then in the air radiance cache, make sure that's on low as well, and the rest of them you can just leave alone. Okay, so that'll take care of our render effects. So very first thing is let's drop in a text. Now you can do this two ways. A lot of time, I know a lot of people use Motex, but the problem is the way we're going to do this, it's really hard to extrude, so I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to drop in a spline text, and then I will align this to the middle. I'm going to change the height to 100, and also, if you have a bunch of fonts on your computer, this is going to take a lot longer to load your fonts up. I try to keep a minimum fonts. I will take this font right here and give it to you guys. This font looks horrible in the lowercase, but if you use all capitals, it's a pretty nice font. So we're gonna do this one right here. And let me see. That's good. So click this, and you're gonna come over here. And before you hit extrude, hold Alt on your keyboard, and then hit extrude, and then it will actually start your text inside your extrude. So we're gonna go to this extrude. We're gonna change the depth to 30. Gives us a nice little bevel. In this case, I'm not gonna mess with the caps. I do often, but I don't want that effect on this one. So I will, on the subdivision, and let's go shading the lines. We're gonna do this. Actually, that doesn't matter. Let's leave it at 1 right now. So what we're gonna do here is we are going to click on the extrude and make editable, and then we are going to take all 3 of these and take these 2 caps out of it, and take all 3 of these and right click, connect objects, and delete. So now we have just one object to work with. Makes it a whole lot easier for us, and then now we can come here and select these faces and everything. So let's go ahead and actually, we're going to rename this to watch, and then let's make the rest of our letters before we continue. So again, spline, text, center align this, and I'll actually just copy this one next time. I should have copied it before, but I don't feel like going back. So Nasdaqer. This one will do me. Change it to 0. Again, over here, hold down Alt on your keyboard, hit extrude, and change this to 30. And now let's, you can either hold Control C, Control V, or you can just hold Control and drop this down and make another one. So this one right here will type in work. Let's hide this for a second. Now in the me, we're gonna you can come over here, click and do that, or you can just click C, make it editable. Editable. Right click, connect objects and delete. Rename this to me. Click C. Open this up. Come on. And connect objects and delete. Okay, so I believe in hierarchy, so we're gonna make sure this is watch me work. This is how we're gonna work on it. So let's go ahead and do this one first, and we can actually. Okay, so I'm gonna teach you guys some hotkeys because I'm very much into hotkeys. So what we want to do here is we are going to open up a notepad so we can kind of keep track of what we're doing. And I'm going to give you guys this really cool program. It'll help you keep this window on top, because right now if I click over here, that window goes away, and we want it to stay on top. So this program I'll give you guys, I'll leave a link in the description. All you got to do is click inside, hold Control and space, and now this one will stay on top. So we're going to click this, select the object as a whole, and our rotation. And what we want to do for this rotation is take this red bar right here, and we're going to go, you can see the position right here. So let's go to 12. Oops, sorry, -12. And we're going to write rotation -12. Okay, so now what we can do is we are going to come over here to the polygon, select, and we're going to, you can hold 9 to get back to your live selection. 9 is live selection, 0 is square. So we're gonna hit 9 on the keyboard, and then we're gonna hold down Shift and select each one of these faces. Okay, so after we have all the faces selected and they're yellow, what we will do now is we are going to hold MW, and that will give us the extrude inner. And right here, you're going to see this offset. So we're going to go start, max angle is 89%, or 89 degrees. We'll just go 89D, D for degrees. Offset is 5 centimeters. So what we want to do here is we're going to go and bring this down to where it says 1.5 centimeters. So 5 to 1.5. That way we can stay exact on our. So now after you hit that MW key, you can hit D. So just MW is inner extrude, MWD is extrude. So if you're already in the extrude like we are, you can just hit D afterwards and you're good. So we're going to go inner extrude. And then right here, we will do just extrude start. We're at 89 degrees. And at our max angle. And then our offset is 5. So on this one, we're going to hold down on the right key and go to the right. So we're going to do this one to let's do 5. So we're going to go, and let's actually go back. So our offset is 5. Wait a second. Okay. We're at 2.4, I guess, to start. And then we're going to bring it up to 5. So offset 2.4 to 5. So now we can go hit DW again. Oops. Click in here. Hit MW again. MW. Get to our inner extrude. And we're at 1.5. Now we're going to go to 1.5. I will keep that nice, clean, exactly the same. Now we're going to hit D again. Bring it from 0 to... Actually, I'm sorry. We're going to back up a couple steps. Before you can hit Control Z to back up. Before you do this last inner extrude, let's take this rotation and we're gonna sorry. Okay. When we do this extrude right here to extrude these ones, which we went from 1.5 to is actually backwards. We're going to extrude this out. Oh. To 5, and then click T, or no, sorry, R to rotate, and then we want to grab this red one right here. We're going to rotate this to about right there. So after that, we can go back to MW and extrude that to 1.5, and then hit D. We go from 5 to there we go, 5, and then we want to hit R to rotate. And rotate that a bit. Just eyeball it about the same. And then MW, gonna extrude to 1.5. That way we have that nice, we want that same little lip each one's. So after that, we can hit D again, extrude this out to 1.5. Actually, let's go 3.0. So we're going to set right here and go final extrude 3.0. Okay. So now we have the watch done. Finally, right? So we'll click this, make that invisible, bring back the me, and we are going to set this first rotation, select the object, and rotation is going to be just come down here, -12, which is what we had for the first one. And you can select the object and push S, and it'll center it and scale it right to the middle for you. So we're gonna hold MW. We're going to actually let's select these front faces, hold down Shift, and then we are going to, our max angle is 89, our start's 1.5, so we're going to extrude this to, we want to start it at 1.5, and I don't know if you noticed that, I'll go back, it starts at 1.5, but as soon as you start moving it, it'll change, so we want to go to 1.5, max angle, right there. So we're going to now hit D, and we're going to extrude this one out to 5. Hit R to rotate. Rotate this one about there. Hit MW again, and bring it from 1.5 to 1.5. Hit D to extrude again. Actually, I'm going to eyeball this one about right. So yeah, 5's good. Hit R. Rotate this one. And then we're going to do one more inner extrude, so MW. Bring this to 1.5, and then hit D. Bring this out to 3.0, which was our final extrude. So the Mi's done. I'll go this one. We're going to select it, hit S. So we get it nice in our center. Oops. Okay. We want to select the object again, hit R. We're going to -12, and then select our polygon faces. Hold down Shift, and then go MW. We're going to start at 1.5 and go to 1.5. So there we go. Now hit D. Extrude this out to 5.0. We're going to just actually, there we go. To 1.5. Okay. MW again. We're going to extrude into 1.5. Then hit D. Pull this out to 5.0. And then, oh shit. I did it again. Okay, so I'm going back a couple steps. I need to rotate this one. So I think I've been rotating it at 6 degrees. Yeah. Okay. Now we'll go back to MW. Sorry about that, guys. 1.5. If it accidentally unhits this, you don't have to select each one again. Just click back Z. Usually the last thing you did was either click out here or something. So I'm gonna go back Z. Hit D. Bring this one out to 5. And check something real quick. Okay. We'll rotate this one as well. Hit R on the keyboard. And then MW. Bring this to 0.5. And then this is going to be our final extrude, so hit D and extrude it to 3.0. Now we have this one done. Now it should be in a pretty much straight line, so that's what we want. So alright, looks good. So if you end up, the reason that we put these other ones up here is because usually I don't black these out. Usually I'll have them all like this, and each one, so we'll have watch, and then me, and then work. So if you have this, you can click reset, and it'll automatically put everything right back into the position, same length and everything. So that's really what we want. So what we're gonna do is exactly what I just did actually. We'll leave watch at the top, come down with me, and we're actually gonna scale this one up a little bit, and then work will be down at the bottom somewhere. So let's do that. You can hit T to scale. Now if you pull it one of these ways, it's gonna stretch it out all funky looking. Same thing here, it's gonna look all weird. So what you want to do is pull out here, and it's gonna bring it up like proportion wise. So we'll take this and bring this down somewhere right here, and then work, bring it down here as well, something like that. And what I want to do is scale this one down a little bit so it's kind of uniform-ish. Okay, so let's do watch. We're gonna rotate it slightly. Okay, now if you see this, oops, where are we at? You're gonna see this rotation is kind of at a weird angle. So if we try to rotate this, it's gonna rotate at a funky angle. So to fix that, all you gotta do is click right here and go to the world rotation, and that's gonna be, no matter what, it's always gonna be Y, Z, X axis. So then you can just rotate it sideways. We'll do that one that way. The me will rotate. Actually, let's do this one. About right. Yeah, about right there. And I want to actually rotate this back a little more to where we're almost up and down. Let's do this one not quite as drastic. And we'll do like that. And then this one, we will also do something like more that angled. And I want to rotate this one as well. Oops. So, and then if you want to rotate something like that, see, now we're going to rotate it and we're going to keep that. There we go. Click on this one to drop it down a bit so we're not all in that face. So we have something like this. And we're going to set up these cameras now. So we don't need this for right now, so we'll click Control Space. Now we can hide that guy. So and I'm doing this pretty quick for the sake of the tutorial, but I mean, the longer you spend time on it, you know, the nicer it's going to be. So just remember that. So what we're going to do now is we are going to drop in a target camera. And this one we will do, actually, hold on. Let's set this target. Click this little one right here. And we want to drag the watch into this target. And now this camera is automatically going to be looking at whatever the center is. Or not the center, but okay. So you see this little position right here? This is what the camera is looking at. So we want it to look right in the center of this. So what we're going to do is we're going to click this button right here, and then we can drag this up and center it right where we want it. So let's go to our ortho view, and we want to make sure this is right there in the center, and then centered. Perfect. So that's where we want it. So okay, we can come out of this view, and let's drop in a spline. So we're gonna drop in this arc, and we'll go back to this top view, and where's our arc? Okay. Okay, so our arc is in the wrong direction, so let's actually delete this. Best way to do this is go to top view and then drop in the arc, because it's gonna drop in according to whatever, you know, position you want it. So we're gonna take this, make sure that this isn't selected anymore, because then you're gonna move the actual position of it. So we're just gonna come here, over, rotate, and rotate this until it's pretty much arced with this one's facing here. So we want the arc to kind of be the same movement. What I'll usually do is come right here, almost touching it, just to get it lined up right. See, we need to rotate it just a little tad more. There we go, about right there. So now we can come back, over. Yeah, that's good. We can actually even make this a little bigger. That way it's we're coming from either side. Okay. And now what we want to do is click camera. We're going to go to Cinema 4D tags and align to spline. And then once we click this little thing, this is the spline align tag. We're going to click right here, spline path. And now this camera is going to be right here. If you see the rotate, it's going to stay on this. So we will write watch cam, and then this one is going to be this is going to be watch cam. It's going to be watch arc. Yeah. Watch. Okay, so now if we click in here and go to this spline tag, you'll see that we're kind of Oops, let's go into this view. So we're a little too far down. So what we can do is do this arc. And let's go into our side view. And we'll drag this spline up a bit. And watch it up here so you can see where exactly you want to be. So I want to be almost a little above. Yeah, it's pretty good. So now if we click this again, the start angle, you'll see we're coming like that. So that actually looks pretty good. We might be able to move this. I might move the spline just a little bit more so I can get the beginning of the W. And then come in like this. And then you get the idea. So once that's done, we're going to take all of these, click the top one, hold down Shift, click the bottom one, and then hold Alt G to group it together. We'll do watch, and now we're going to do, let's take this camera, actually, let's just do a new one. Target camera, this one will hold the target, and we're going to put me. So if we go into this view, select this screen right here, and then go into this view. You can see we're really high up here, our camera, with our camera. So, oh shit. So if this happens and now I have two top views, just click on right here, perspective. Okay. Let's go to our perspective view. And we're watching that me from way up high. So we're going to add in, let's go back over here to this. What the fuck? Okay. Top view. And then we're going to add another arch. This one we're going to come down here. Rotate it. Let's make it a little bigger. Might need to rotate it just a little more. Okay, and then we'll go back to this this camera. Cinema tag, align to spline. I'll take this arc and put it in here. And let's go into this view again. I don't know why it keeps doing that. That's really weird. So now we're a little down. So we will take this spline, move it right here, and then again we're gonna have to click on this me, and we're gonna have to move this little center tag. So click on this right here. Bring that up to the center, over. Okay. Go to our me spline, or me, yeah, spline, arc, whatever. And make sure that's unclicked. Let's move it up. Okay, so now we're kind of center screen on here. I don't know why this keeps doing this, like tripping me out. Oh, I think I got both screens selected. That was why. That makes a little more sense. So let's go into our me. We'll go right here, and now you can see this position. And we need to move this just a tad. So it's, I'm really getting irritated with this. Just keeps changing my views. Huh. That is crazy. Anyways, let's take this spline. And move it to the right a bit. Okay. So now, if we come here, I think we need to make this spline a lot bigger. Now reposition it. I'm dumbfounded and like why this is doing this is just freaking crazy. We'll work through it though. So, okay, so that's pretty good. So now we have our watch and the me done. So let's move this up here so we can select all of these. Select bottom or top, doesn't matter, and hold shift on the other side. What the hell? Okay. Does not like me today. Hold Alt G. Gonna type in me. So we got watch, me, and then now we're gonna do this last one. So let's drop in. Actually, let's unhinge from this camera right here. Click on the work. Come down here. Because naturally, wherever you're looking, when you drop in that camera, it's gonna be in the same spot. So now, see, we're already down here. So now we just need to set this target as the work. And now if we try to move around, we're gonna be looking at that the whole time. So take half the trouble out. So let's go back to this second freaking perspective view. And change this to top again for the 100th time. We're going to drop in another arc. And it's actually let's make those invisible for a second so we can see what we're doing. So we will rotate this. And the shortcut for this is E. Shortcut for this is T, R. It actually shows you right here these little shortcuts. I don't know if you can see. And you can go right here to preferences, and you can go, where is it? Interface, show shortcuts in menu. And then what that'll do is, like, if you go to select something, you see all these little shortcuts right here. That's pretty much how I learned like the extrude and all that stuff. So it becomes second nature to you after a while. So if you ever forget, you can always do that. So I'll make sure I generate these hotkeys so you can see what's going on. Even though I know the shortcuts, sometimes I forget to use them. And they really do make life a whole lot easier. Okay, so let's go right here. And then on this camera, let's name this real quick. Work arc. Let's go to this camera. Cinema tag, align to spline. Okay. And then so let's oh, now it wants to act right. Figures. So now we can click this camera. Okay, so our spline's too high. So we can fix that real quick. spline. And we're looking at that bottom center again, so let's click this, go right here. Click this world. There we go. And our spline is still too high, so there we go. Now we can see. Spline maybe needs to be a little bigger, so we can see the whole K. There we go. So let's go back to this right here. Okay. So now we can select all of these and hold Alt G, group them together, and work. So now we have watch me work. So okay. So what we're going to do now is we are going to, let's bring these back into view. Arc needs to go a little to the side. There we go. Now you can do your fine tuning. Actually, I think it needs to be bigger. The arc. There we go. So come in here. We're a little too close, so I'm getting really frustrated with these cameras. I don't know what's going on. But whatever. Well, for you guys who haven't seen any of my old tutorials, my battery dies almost in every single one. It's freaking crazy. I never have it plugged in, so okay. So let's take this arc, move it back just a tad. Perspective view. Okay, let's hit save real quick. Just because. Okay. So now we're pretty good. I like that. Nice. Oh, I know why I keep messing up. I had these recorded in the wrong camera. Okay, anyways. So, that one's good. And a little too far to the side. So let's straighten this last one out. And all I'm going to do here is change the X position. Okay. far in. So. There we go. That works. Okay, so now that we got all that situated, what we're going to do is we're going to get all these cameras set to the beginnings. Okay, so now we're going to let's set our time. So we're going to go 315 frames, which is 10.5 seconds. If you don't know your frames to seconds, you can come up here, edit, preferences, and change right here. And where is it at? Units. Change this to seconds. And you can actually change it right here, set it to your 10 seconds, and then go back to frames. Or leave it on seconds, whatever you prefer. I prefer the frames. So every 30 frames is a second. So 30, 60, 90, 120, so on and so on and so on. So what we're going to do is we want to do basically 1 second, or I'm sorry, 3 seconds for each. Here, I'm going to do it into seconds for you guys, so it's a little easier for you to see. So you'll see the frames up here still, but you'll see seconds here, so you can just hit 3, and then you'll know that that's 90 frames. So let's we need to bring in a stage, so I think that's in right here. So drop a stage in. What we're going to do here is we are going to, let's open these up. So we want it to record. Right here you'll see the camera. So what we're going to do is go to frame 0, and let's go to the watch cam. So we want frame 0. We're going to hold down control and until that's pink. So that's going to start recording here on the watch cam. And then, sorry, we actually, before you hold the control here, you need to click in watch cam and then hold this control to where it's pink. And then we're going to go 3 seconds in, and then we will take this camera, the me camera, and drop it in here. And then 6 seconds in, we will take the work camera and drop it in. And so basically we're going to have something like this. It's going to go 3 seconds at watch, 3 seconds at me, and then 3 seconds at, or the remainder at work. Really doesn't matter because we're going to taper it off. So let's go back to 0, and we're going to come to this watch cam and click on this right here, and then we want this position right here, right? So we're going to hold Control, click here. Let's go to our 3 seconds, and let's go 1 frame back. And we want this to come in like this and come right to here. So now we're going to hold Control, click that position, and then let's go 1 frame ahead again. Now we want to go to this camera and click there. Hold that position. Let's go to 6 seconds and 1 frame back. And then we want it to right here. So hold Control, and then you'll see there. And then let's go to one frame forward, and we are going to go camera right here. Key this position, hold Control, hit it, and then let's go to 9 seconds, and let's move this one forward. Control. We can actually oops, where'd I go? There, and then stage. We can go one more frame forward, and then right here hit clear, and right there. And now we have kind of free range. So what we want to do is go to, which was our last camera, this one, and we can, at this frame right here, we're going to go to our coordinates, click on that P, not the X. The X will just do the 1. So click on the P, hold Control, click on the S, hold Control, click on the R. And now it doesn't matter which one you go to, any of them, and hold down Shift, or Control, I'm sorry, and hit one of those little lights, and then you'll see the lights on. So now, let's go 1 frame ahead, 2, 3, and let's just reposition our camera. I'm sorry, I'm telling you guys wrong, so we'll just click that again. Really doesn't matter. We're going to release from this camera. You can actually leave it like that, but I'm just trying to get a little bit further out here. And we're just going to leave it like that. So let's see what we have right now. So we have watch me work. And then the remainder will kind of just stay right here. So after that, let's go ahead and make our material. This is what I did earlier. So let's go ahead and click Control Space again to keep this on top. And we're going to drop in a new material. And by default, mine comes out like this. You can change that in the settings as well. Material preview, you can change it to whatever you want. I did the object soft shadow because I don't know, I like the way it looks. So for this particular one, just double click on the material, and we are going to, only things we're going to add is reflection and glow. So our color, we set to 0, 112, 255. Our reflection, we're going to set this to 0, 0, 255. Brightness, take to 5%. Texture, Fresnel, and mix strength, around 25%. And then on our specular, we're going to do this width to 88%, height 100, fall off 0, leave that alone, leave that alone. Yeah. And then glow, inner strength is going to be 15%, and that's going to be 10%. Okay, so now let's add this here. You can just drop it on the first one, and then you can hold control and grab it, and then same thing for all of those. So now if we step back into these last frames, we can kind of move around and get out of that camera and see what they all are. So what I did is, if you click right here, you can go UV mapping, cubic. It doesn't really matter when it's a full color, but if you're doing something that has a texture, I would do this because then it would be the texture everywhere, nice and even. So let's see what this looks like. And I actually already have this rendered out, so for the sake of the tutorial, I won't render it again. I'm just going to use what I've already pre-rendered. Oh shit, never going to render, it's going to stay black, so we actually need to add a lighting source. So what I did, and I'll put the link for the description, this is from My Motion Graphics. If you guys are watching me, I know most of you guys have watched him, so the Illuminati. I mean, you can make your own Lightroom or whatever, but this one just, it's simple, it's good Lightroom, so I use it a lot. Okay, so let's see what this looks like rendered. And again, I mean, 315 frames at, I mean, my computer's not the best computer ever, but I'm on a laptop. But I mean, I think it took me, like 4 hours or something to render this out with all the ambient occlusion and everything. But yeah, I mean, if you render it without ambient occlusion and global illumination, it's, I mean, it might take 15-20 minutes, but you won't get like all this really nice soft shadows and everything like that. But you know, I mean, it doesn't matter. Sometimes you can't tell too much of a difference, especially if you're gonna add a color correction over this. The only time I say to not do the global illumination and all that is if you are not going to add color corrections or whatnot. So there we go, nice texture. I'm going to show you real quick. I'm going to come here, turn off the ambient occlusion and the global illumination, and it still looks really nice. It's just not quite as with the depth with the shadows. So anyways, when you render this, again, we'll go over this one more time. Make sure it is rendered as a PNG. Don't render it as AVI or anything like that, because number one, it takes longer and it's not as good quality. So PNG sequence, and let's pretend I rendered it, and we'll go over to After Effects. Let's open a new project. Yeah, we'll save that. We're going to do new composition, 1280 by 720. Full. These are my settings if you want to look them over real quick. We're going to do 10.5 seconds because that's what we did for our other background color. Really doesn't matter. Click OK. And right here we are going to do a new solid. And you'll see this is real small. I'll show you why later when we come to rendering. So okay, so we're going to click in ramp right here and drop our ramp on. Change this to radial. Click our start right in our middle, our center. And you can hold Control, minus, and plus to scale this easier. Our end of ramp, let's put somewhere. I did 720. If you look over here, you'll see the Y is at 720. So, go our center color. We're gonna go 255. That's a little too bright. So, do it like this. We're gonna go 1, 1, 80. That's a nice dark, almost navy blue. And then we'll do this black, which is 0, 0, 0. And then the ramp scatter, I'm going to put at 75. And yeah, that's good. So now what we want to do is click File, Import. I'm going to do multiple files because I'm going to bring in a sound too. And then, so this is what your final will look like after you're done rendering. Just go to whatever file you rendered all of these PNGs in. And what you're going to do, you're only going to select the very front one, but you want to make sure that this, click here, and you want to make sure PNG sequence is checked. Because if it's not checked, it's only going to do your first frame. So check it, and it'll bring in all the frames. And then let's go to, I'll give you guys this sound effect I have too. This was just made in FL Studio. Atmosphere 12. Open. Click done. Okay, so we're going to bring both of these into our scene. Let's put this black solid behind our text. And let's go ahead and you can press 0 or spacebar or right here the RAM preview. So we're going to RAM preview this. And I'll let it go pretty quick. I mean, depending on the speed of your computer, shouldn't take too long. I don't even know how long I've been going on this time should be up here somewhere for you guys to see, but we're almost there. I just want to go over some render settings right here real quick that will save you guys a lot of time. Okay, cool. So first thing what we want to do is, I'm not really going to add no effects to this because I like it nice and clean like this. But I am going to, I want to take this audio and I want to go to maybe 9 seconds, and I'm going to key the audio levels. And actually, let's not do that for a second. Let's make this whole entire thing about 4 dB, and then right here we're going to key this, and then go towards the end. We're going to key this down. I don't want to completely mute it out, I just want it to fade off. So you can see these right here, these. I think I'm going to go to -12. There we go. And cool. So next what we want to do is we want to darken this whole thing out. So I'm going to select all of these, right click, recompose, move all attributes. That way, if you still want to click into here, if you still want to mess with it. But now we are going to open this, open the transform, and on opacity, we're going to go right to that 9 seconds, same thing we did with the music. We're going to click opacity at 100, and then we'll go to the end and bring this opacity to 0. So now, let it RAM preview again real quick. Perfect. So, now if you try to render something with these three right here, it's going to take a lot longer than if you pre-compose it. So make sure before you render, you pre-compose everything into one file, I guess. And what we're going to do, we're going to hold this and hit Control M. That's to send it to the render queue. I think it was Control M. Huh. Thought it was. So, Control M. What the hell? Anyways, we'll just do it this way, I guess. So we're going to do 2 of these. I want to show you the difference right here. So this first one, we're going to... What's going on? Come on, don't do this to me right now. Oh, I got this Creative Cloud. Okay. We're going to leave this on AVI. Make sure you click audio, otherwise you're going to render it and have no audio. And put RGB plus alpha. And then over here we're going to click edit and preferences. And before you hit general, hold down shift and then click general. And when it keep holding shift, and then you're going to see this menu that says secret. You're going to disable the layer cache and ignore sequence rendering error. This right here, it says danger and everything, but here's the thing. I mean, as long as you save this project before you try to render, it really doesn't matter, because you end up right back in the same spot. So I hear people like, oh, you shouldn't do that, whatever, but trust me, it works great and the render time is ridiculous. So we're going to leave that one on AVI. We're going to set this one up. We're going to set this one up to H.264, which is going to be an MP4 format. Click on audio as well. You can just leave that on RGB. Click OK. So now we have 2. We have one that's AVI and one that's MP4. The quality, you're not going to be able to tell the difference, but check this out. So remember I was telling you I had this pretty small, so we're going to click this and hold Control and make it as small as possible. And the reason we're doing this is because that preview, when you're previewing this, the render time is ridiculous, because it's working overtime. It's working to render your thing, and it's also working to show you the preview. So if you leave this down, your render time is ridiculous fast. So let's render the AVI first, and we're gonna name this AVI YouTube, and then click render, and literally, I mean, you can see how fast it is. It's because you can see this preview right here, but it's so small that it's really not working that hard for it. So, I mean, we've been 20 seconds so far, and it's already 25% done. So let's take a minute or so. Be sure to leave in the comment what you guys want to see next, whether it be some game development or level building in Unity, or you know, some more Cinema 4D, Photoshop, After Effects, whatever you wanted to see. I really want to get into this more graphic design thing. it started out as mostly a hobby for me, but I really enjoy this, and I've learned a lot. I've been doing this for a few years now. Um, so yeah, definitely I like to interact with people, so leave a comment what you think about this tutorial and everything, if I went over enough for you. So our AVI is done. Took a minute and 13 seconds, which is just ridiculous time. So we're going to now do the MP4 one. We're going to click render, and look how much faster this is. We're at 10 seconds, 50% done almost. So even though the AVI was great time because of those settings, this one is 27 seconds. It rendered 10.5 second clip. Now keep in mind that obviously the more you have, the longer. I mean, the more you have in there, more effects and everything, the longer the render is going to be. But okay, so this is the MP4 one, and this is the AVI one. So we're gonna open this one. Let's actually pause this. Okay, I'm gonna put this on this side of the screen. This is the AVI one. I am going to open with QuickTime. And I don't know if you guys use QuickTime or not. I bought QuickTime Pro and I absolutely hate it. Every time I try to watch something, I gotta let it load and render first, and anyways, it takes forever to open up. So let me do this real quick. Plus, I can't half screen it. I hate that. I hate not being able to do that thing. So like this window right here, I could take it and drop it into my side screen and do the half. So okay. So we're gonna play the AVI one first. Pretty good. I'll play this one. For me, just as good. I mean, the quality is not noticeable, and if you're going to upload to YouTube, it's going to transfer this AVI into MP4 anyways, and you're going to lose quality. But I want to show you this. This is the big ticket for me. What makes me decide to do it that way. This AVI file that I did, if you click properties right here, the AVI file is 1 gigabyte, and this MP4 is 7 megabytes. This is going to upload to YouTube in like 5 minutes. This is going to take an hour to upload. It's just ridiculous. But so I just wanted to give you guys a couple different options and how to render a lot faster. But anyways, man, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, please leave a comment, like, and subscribe. Give me your ideas for next video. And yeah, man, appreciate it. Thank you for watching, and talk to you guys later.